Okay, good. Now, when we talk about time efficient, okay, the first thing is we will try to compare with lab products. Okay, my company, right, we sell Zermatt impression material, also same like DS, right? Of course, you know, the most impression material I sell, the better, right? But I have to be honest that to tell the dentist that if they were to choose the best option in the market, okay, maybe they can consider it as the more lucrative option, which is Emax. Emax, okay, Emax Ivoclar, okay, Ivoclar Emax is actually a very good product. Nothing wrong with this, okay. But the procedure of doing Emax is you will have to make impression, and then after that you will need to send to the lab. Okay, the first impression is the first appointment, right? The patient come in, wait, and the dentist will have to do some prep, then make impression, and then also have to do temporary material provisional. Okay, for information, my company also sell a brand called DMG. We sell a lot of this provisional material. Okay, it's not cheap. Okay, so the process of doing this temporary is also involve skill and time. Okay, so the waiting time is definitely there, and once it is sent to the lab, right, it's also depending on how soon the lab will complete the case. Usually the dentist will tell the patients that, oh, you have to wait for one week, right? Then at the end, right, the technicians also depending on how skillful they are. Let me tell you, to make a veneer, it's not like every ceramic, no, every fixed prosthesis lab will do. Okay, some they do, some they don't, because this one requires good skill. Okay, so people that handle veneers, they call themselves as a ceramist. This is what I know. Okay. Okay, so the waiting time back and forth, and then also transportation, right? Travel, you know, you need to ask a Grab, you know, Grab to carry that for you. Also, it's a waiting time. So a lot of time is wasted. Okay. Okay. So definitely, the waiting time is definitely longer, much longer compared to if we use edelweiss veneer. Okay. So when it comes to traveling frequencies, as I said, for patients, traveling frequencies for patients, you know, some of the patients, yeah, when the patients, right, when they choose edelweiss, not because of the cost, okay, it is because they do not want to go for second or third visit, okay. Just like some rich people, they have a lot of appointments, right? They travel a lot overseas. So if you say, oh, if you want to look great, it's necessary for you to have two visits. The first one you make impression, then we send to the lab, and then the second one you come. Oh, maybe the dentist say you have to go for a trial. You know, we will do a temporary so that to make sure that it looks okay. Sometimes, you know, some dentists, they even consider the occlusion. You see, like our KOL, yeah. Let me tell a very good example of my sister. Okay, my sister has a very bad color for her teeth. I think she has a tetracycline stain. Okay, and it is her wish, you know, to get her teeth done nicely. So quite recently, of course, you know, as a brother, it's my responsibility to make sure that she is treated by the so-called best dentist, right? And as you guys know that Dr. Omar, he's a prosthodontist, our KOL in Malaysia. He's a prosthodontist, and he just completed his PhD. For dentists like that, usually, okay, they do not only treat the patient on the aesthetic perspective, from the perspective of aesthetic. They actually treat the patients based on also considering the occlusion. Okay, occlusion is very important. So you see, right, a lot of times, right, the dentist, when they complain to me that, oh, I have break, you know, my veneer break is broken. So what can we do? Okay, a lot of time for me, right, based on my our way of running business, right, usually if a dentist were to buy a kit, okay, if they were to buy a kit, right, means they are supportive, right? We have earned some money from them already. So I consider even the replacement for the dentist as part of our cost, okay? Because we already make money, right? So if they were to buy a kit, we have no issue to do a replacement for them. So our other distributor, right? Okay, if you guys have similar cases like that, similar problems, please come to me. Okay, we can always support you in terms of replacement. But the replacement is not like promise. Yeah, I don't promise 100% because I do not want the dentist to take things for granted. Okay, but why I'm emphasizing these replacements things is a lot of time, right, the patients, no, sorry, the dentist, when they come to me that they have broken veneers, right, usually I don't want to argue. Okay, I do not want to argue. It's because I want to give them space so that they feel comfortable, they have the confidence to continue using the system. Right now, our aim is to get more and more regular users of our system. Okay, so at this stage, right, the profit part to me is not like very important factor. Okay, why I say so? Because many dentists, right, they are still new, and some of the basic concept of dentistry, such as contact, you know, the occlusion, things like that, right, to them, they still have a lot to learn. So in the process, right, we want our experts, like people like our KOL, Dr. Echo, you know, and then we have Dr. Omar, and then we have Dr. Jean, and we have many more dentists that are willing to share their know-how. So Dr. Now get back to this time efficiency, right? People like Dr. Omar, usually when he does treatment for the, by the way, who is talking? Who is talking there? Okay. Wait, yeah. When it comes to waiting, right? The Dr. Omar, he will make sure that the patient's bite is correct before he does the final veneer. Okay, this is what usually a prosthodontic would do instead of just fix the veneer directly, because for people with very good understanding about occlusion, right? If they just fix the veneer immediately, right, without correcting the bite, eventually the veneer will correct. Okay, so who is talking there, by the way? Okay, so for case like that, right, some dentists, when they emphasize a lot of bite, you know, occlusion, usually they will actually prolong the visits to more than 2 times, 3 times, 4 times sometimes. Okay, for people like Dr. Omar, prosthodontist, usually they're like that. This is my understanding. Okay, so and also, right, for as I say here, time efficient, right? Treatment time. Okay. Okay, this treatment time also, when you see there are cases like diastema, right? You guys know what is diastema, right? Diastema means the teeth, you know, there is a gap, and cases like that, a lot of time even the orthodontists, right, they are actually reluctant to handle, and they would just recommend the patients to go for direct restoration. This is what my orthodontist told me. Okay, So for case like that, right, treatment time. So this edelweiss veneer is also a very good option. Okay, learning the skill comparing to a freehand technique. Okay, this is also very interesting things, right? For any new graduates, okay, like Jing Wei and Li Yin, right? For you guys, right, to master the skill, truly master the skill of how to make aesthetic restoration, right? In a very impressive with a impressive result, right? Usually it takes quite a long time, okay? And you will have to learn from different master, and then you yourself also have to practice a lot. So that's why you can see, right, if you follow many dentists nowadays, for us as a sales reps, we always like to make use of our Instagram to follow the dentist, right? And then you always see many dentists, they are very proud of themselves. They like to show off their skill. You know, they have done the direct restoration, you know, layering technique, things like that. But you know what? Why they are so proud? It's because it takes them a while, long time for them to master this skill. So that's why they feel very proud. Okay. So time. So it takes a lot of time for you to learn. And also the time involved to treat the patient also take a lot of time, right? For me, right, I have been selling Ultradent products for a long time. And Ultradent is the company that emphasize a lot on restoration, restorative products. So what you need is very good composite, okay? And then you need to do layering technique. And also, as you know, right, I have been told by for the first time, right, I got to know about the ideal, the concept of aesthetic restoration, right? It's not just about layering. Also, it's about the enamel layer. Okay, the enamel layer, according to the expert, okay, I was told by our dentist called Dr. Desi Mutli. That's his first time telling me that, oh, in order to claim the restoration as a aesthetic restoration, right? The enamel layer, the thickness of the enamel layer has to be well controlled to certain thickness, because it is actually very how should I say, it is considered as necessary, because it will involve with the certain thickness, and it will allow the light reflection, the reflection of the light, as I was told. So that the people, right, when we look at the teeth, it looks more natural because of the reflection of the light. You know, this has got to do with physics, you know. So if a dentist, right, they really into aesthetic dentistry, these are the rules that they have to respect. Of course, you know, in order to, and then don't forget that our teeth is not flat. Our teeth is actually a curve, you know. So in order for you to build that layer of enamel layer, right, it's not easy, right? So that's why sometimes when I go around, I go to visit dentists, right? And then the first thing when I say, oh, doctor, we have this enamel edelweiss veneer. And then a lot of dentists say, oh, I don't need it, because I am very good in this my freestyle already. Okay, I'm okay with freestyle. That's what they always say, you know, I'm okay with freestyle. But you know, if you really check with them, right, do you actually build your enamel layer? Unfortunately, a lot of them, they don't, because as I said, I sell at Ultradent, right? From time to time, I used to sell Ultradent, and now I'm selling DNG, right? From time to time, I have dentists that come to me that, hey, do you have something called enamel shape? Some of the, don't be surprised that some of the dentists, they don't even know enamel shape. And then they say, oh, you have the so-called universal shape, something like that. You know, and then it took me a while to understand what is universal shape. Actually, it is called enamel shape. You see, many dentists, they still don't have this concept. So what I'm trying to say is, right, many people, they think that they're already expert in aesthetic. dentistry, but in fact they are not. Okay, so it is up to us to make them realize or not. So when we sell our edelweiss veneer, right, we always emphasize that, doctor, I always make a joke. I always say, hey doctor, you know what, with this edelweiss veneer, right, you can become an aesthetic expert in one night. This is a joke. Yeah? This is what I always share with the dentist. And then you see, right, when we sell something, not necessarily edelweiss, okay, we can sell a light cure, we can sell anything. As I said, I used to sell Ultradent. We used to sell a light Valo light, okay, few thousand. It's like 3-4 times more expensive than what is available in the market. But you know, when we sell this light, I always emphasize on the selling points. Simple sentence, and then in simple sentence, but it's very clear, and you can immediately, right, make the dentist feel interested to know more. This is the skill that you must have, regardless of what you sell. Okay, so for edelweiss, okay, for example, like as I said, for the light cure, right, I will have to say, hey, do you know, doctor, this light, right, you can cure a composite in 2 seconds only, or 3 seconds only, right? And then do you know that this light cure, you know, you can cure all types of composite in the market. You know some of the light cure, they cannot cure all types of composite, because different type of composites, they have a different photo initiator. So some of the very unique type of composite, right, they cannot be cured by certain light, okay, because light also comes with different wavelength. So when I sell something which is expensive, right, in order for me to capture the attention, right, I will have to keep telling them the points and points. Oh, you can have this light, and then you can test the what do you call that, the cavity, the crack line. You know, the light has all these features, so you will always have to remember all the features of this light. So now we get back to edelweiss veneer. It's the same, right? First of all, we say time efficient. So when we talk about time efficient, you know, you have to tell them, oh, the waiting time. You see, imagine how long do you need to go for the lab, to send to the lab and wait, right? And then do you know that how long, if the dentist said, oh, I'm very proud of freestyle already, you tell them, hey doctor, do you actually do an enamel layer with enamel? You don't even have to question them that how well is your skill. You just need to ask them some questions, right? You can already know what is their skill. In my opinion, okay, I'm not a dentist, but based on my experience, 18 years already, right? And then also learning from different manufacturers. You know, I used to go for many type of trainings. So from there, you know, I can already I'm good enough to gauge the level of the dentist by just talking. Okay, so learning the skills is definitely require time. That's why, right, many dentists, they go for style Italiano course. You know, they go for this, they pay a lot of money to go for the course. Nothing wrong, okay, nothing wrong. It's always good to improve your skill, okay, but at the end, right, after you have mastered all the skill, you have tried this and that already, so time to you is very important already, because to the dentist, right, time is money, right? For people like us, maybe time is not I'm not that important, so time to me is not really that costly, but to dentists, right, it's very costly. Let me tell you, here in Australia, as I said, I used to also serve the dentist there, right? It's not easy for me, you know, as a sales rep, you know, just go in and then to see the dentist, because over there, right, time is very precious for the dentist, because the treatment time is very expensive. So even if you fail to go to turn up for your appointment, right, you will have to pay 50 Aussie dollar. You know, because usually when you make an appointment, right, they will require you to have the credit card number before they are able to set the appointment for you. So if you don't turn up, they will charge you $50. They already upfront, they right in front of the door. That's Australia. I think in Singapore, maybe also about the same, because there also the dentist very expensive also, right? If I'm not wrong. So things like that lah. So if if any dentist that they are already proud, okay, but you know, at the end, right, we tell them why reinvent the wheel when you already have the wheel to use. The wheel for our context is edelweiss veneer, right? Just like people like Dr. Claudio Novelli, you know, Dr. Eko is very good example. You know, Dr. Eko, our KOL, you know, he has all the skills already. He has been practicing aesthetic dentistry in the market for so long already. But why he still use at the end, right? He's a big fan of edelweiss now. Okay, because to him, right, to do the layering technique, things like that, right, to him, yes, even though it is like a challenge that he wants to take up, but at the end, right, he has so many patients to wait for him. No point, you know, to keep the patient waiting and waiting, you know? So that's why he started to like edelweiss 10 years ago. Okay, that's what he told me. Okay, so by the way, right, for this time efficient, definitely just pay attention that this month my sales girl are pretty busy with but not sales girl, my marketing people are now currently busy with creating the contents. Okay, so we want to have this illustration that very simple one, simple message, and then we will just post over our Instagram, our our Facebook, you know, just to make people realize that, oh, such a simple thing, but they never realize it. But when they look at the graphic, maybe they realize it. Okay, so Prawat, okay, and Budi, please, yeah, try to think about it. What are the good ideas, you know, the graphic things, you know, especially art, you know, Seeing has already created some, my girl. And then Budi, maybe you can, since Heidi is not here today, let me see whether she's here. Heidi is not here today. Yeah, so we will work on this, you know, for time efficiency for this month. This is our campaign. Okay, so far before I go to the next point, can anyone share? Can anyone post any question? Or do you have any idea? Do you have any points to add apart from the elaborations of the benefit that I mentioned just now? Do you guys have any so far? Hello. Do you guys have anything to add? Any questions? Any doubt about what I was trying to emphasize just now? No, right? Okay, now let's go to the next. Don't feel shy. Yeah, even if you are reluctant to talk, right? At least post over the Q&A or post over the chat room, so that I can answer you guys the questions later. Okay. Now we go to the next. Now we go to the next benefits. Cost effective. Okay, this cost effective benefit, right, is something that I am very confident to talk about, because I myself as a distributor, okay, for other material. Okay, in Malaysia, okay, I'm not sure about other country, right? The lab fees is not really expensive. Okay, but let's say if a dentist were to choose Emax, okay, the Emax here in Malaysia, right, they can charge about $500 US, or maybe $400 US for one veneer, Emax quality. Okay, and this the veneer itself, right, the cost is about 400. Sorry, the cost is about $100 to $80, $80 to $100. Okay, the cost, the lab fee. Okay, $80 to $100. Yes, if I'm not wrong. And then the charge in the market, the dentist, they charge the patients is around if I'm not wrong, yeah, it's $500 no, or 500 or $400. So a lot of people, right, when we promote our edelweiss veneer, right, they always say something like, oh, edelweiss is very affordable. You know, let me tell you guys, never ever emphasize this so-called cheap, affordable, you know, at the beginning of your introduction to the dentist. Okay, I never like this word. Okay, because even though it is without doubt that edelweiss veneer is very affordable compared to what is available in the market, right? Of course, a component is something else. Yeah, component is because it is the material itself, right, is actually older version. That's why the cost of producing a component is also cheaper. So we cannot compare our edelweiss veneer with component, okay, because the quality is definitely different. But when we compare to the lab fee, and then definitely ours is more affordable, right? So this is a good point, but we will never emphasize it. But to some country like Thailand, like what Prawat said to me that day, oh, the lab fee, he has done some research already. The lab fee is almost the same as our cost to our distributor. Okay, this like New Dam, New Hub. You guys already know the cost, right? So so the cost from our distributor selling to our dentist, right? That is also the cost, right? The dentist cost. So the dentist will say, oh, it's almost the same cost as what I pay to the lab. But no, what they don't understand is there are also hidden costs that they overlook. This is very, very important when you promote edelweiss. Okay, so they will say, oh, the cost is almost the same. Why would I want to spend my time doing this prep, you know, for edelweiss? Prep is not the time of the using the time needed for the prep is also not it's not like simple things. Some dentists, they also say that to me, but at the end, right, it's all about practice make perfect. You see, some dentists, they can fix veneers, you know, in 1 or 2 hours, canine to canine, you know, in 2 to 3 hours only. Dr. Stefan himself has already proven that, right? That during the last webinar that he did. Okay, so when it comes to the cost, right? Okay, we have this impression material cost. Okay, DS also, they also supply Zermatt impression material. My company also supply impression material. A cartridge of silicone. Okay, we sell Zermatt, we sell DMG. Would have cost you a box, yeah, 50 ml. Only 50 ml is already $40 to 50. Sorry, no. One cartridge, right? It would have cost you $10. $80. Sorry, eight. Sorry. Wait, 50 US dollar for one box of 2 cartridges, 50 ml times 2. So a cartridge of that material, right, is 50 ml. 50 ml would have cost you about 20 to 25 US dollar per 50 ml. 50 ml. And 150 ml, right, if they want to use it for veneer impression, right, for veneer impression, they have to do putty and wash technique. They cannot do alginate. They cannot use alginate to do the impression. Okay, they must use putty and wash because veneer is a very fine item, so they need a very high accuracy when they make the impression. Okay, all the dentists, they know about it. So what they need is putty and wash, and the cost of impression material will be at least how much? Maybe 10 10 US dollar for one impression, one single impression. Okay, and sometimes, right, they don't only need to do the top. If they want to make veneer on the top, right, they also need to do the bottom in order to get the whole set, you know, to get the best occlusion. So then they may need to do upper and lower also. So it's impression cost itself also a money. And also by registration. Okay, by registration is all the dentists, something that all the dentists have to do, right? If they don't do by registration, or if they don't do it well, if they don't do it right, it is very irresponsible, especially to the technicians. Okay, so sometimes the technicians, right, if for the well-known famous technicians, right, if the dentists don't do the good bite registration for them, they will just decline the case. They will reject the case. They will ask the dentist to do it. This is true, you know. And bite registration also need money. You need to pay for bite registration. Transportation cost, right? You know, I know many technicians. They also have problems to hire people running around for them. They have to pay for the driver. Okay, or if they use a Grab, they also complain that, oh, Grab is very expensive if you send cases, everyday cases through Grab. No, it's also not cheap. So these are all the hidden costs that they don't really know. What about waiting costs? Okay, the waiting cost for both dentists, you know, as I said, time is money, right? If you have if a dentist, right, if you require the patients to come 2 times, right, that means you already sacrificed your time for the next patient, for another patient, right, for another potential patient, right? So these are the and if you are able to shorten the time, right, in one visit, right? So you end up you save the time, also you save the cost, right? And then you end up, to me, I always believe cost, time is money. So time efficient and cost effective is, they both are almost, you know, interrelated. Okay, you understand? And for the patient also, it's a cost. They will have to drive over, and then some, right, they will have to travel far away. Like my town is in Penang. You know, my sister, if I were to ask my sister to go to KL to be treated by Dr. Omar, right, she will have to travel, and then she will have to stop her work, and then she will have to go to KL, right, and then stay one night. What about the accommodation cost, hotel cost? These are all the costs that if a dentist were to be responsible, right, they also have to consider these things. You know, a lot of dentists, right, sorry to say, when I introduce this to them, right, and they say, why would I want to waste my time to do this edelweiss veneer? You know, I can let the technician to do, let them handle, and then who is paying? If it's expensive, never mind. Patient is willing to pay for it. Patient is willing to pay for it. No, there are some dentists, they are very arrogant, but to me it's okay. I have good respect for them because they have gone to the next level already. Okay, but there are not many of them are like that. And as I said to you guys already, when I promote edelweiss veneer, right, I segmentize them into different category. Okay, a super successful dentist, very well-known dentist, you know, we leave them aside first. Okay, we can talk good about edelweiss, but if they tell you that, oh, I don't mind, my patient don't mind, they are willing to wait, they are willing to pay for whatever charges that I impose, you know, if a dentist were to say something like that to you, right, leave them alone. Okay, they are not really my type of customer. Okay, this is my, I can, of course I can sell them other things. I can sell them impression material, I can sell them bite registration, you know, I still have many things to sell as a distributor, but I will leave them aside for veneers, because to them, right, it's all about perception. You know, one day they will definitely consider. One day, you know, why I say so? Because, right, for high class dentists, right, they also have to treat the datuk. You know, in Malaysia, we call that as a VIP, we call that as Dato. Okay, these people, right? If they have option of saving time, you know, they don't mind. They will pay one. It's not just about money sometimes, you know, because they just don't have time, right? So if let's say this dentist reluctant to try edelweiss, but the dentist next door, who is a young dentist, and then have an advertisement saying that, oh, a single visit veneer is available here. You know, this is what we are going to do in the future. You know, just like Dr. Echo, his clinic, eventually he will have this advertisement board in front, you know, advertising edelweiss. This is something that we will start also soon. And once he has this, and then maybe we will mention, oh, single visit veneer, single visit crown, you know, something like that. So definitely, the clinics with such marketing concept, right? I think a higher chance that they will attract more patients. Okay, especially nowadays, competition is very stiff. Many young dentists, you know, they have to get out from the government service. Okay, in Malaysia, the dentist can only work for 2 years. Then after that, they will have to leave the public practice. Then they will have to join other clinics, private clinics, or they will have to set up their own clinics. Many I see many new clinics opening up every month. Okay, I have no time to visit them, to be honest. So that's why I need new sales reps. So that's why I say, right, the cost is something that we have to really seriously consider. Okay, the repair cost. This is another thing that we can talk about. Okay, repair. You see, right, if they were to do Emax veneer, if the dentist have issued the Emax, place a Emax veneer on the patient, right? It doesn't mean, right, the Emax cannot crack. You know, as I say, right, placing the veneer on the patient, it requires skill. Okay, as I said, the occlusion is very important, the bite, you know, things like that. If the dentist, they are not good in that, right, when the crack happens, sometimes you see, sometimes it's also because of the habit of the patients. Nothing wrong with the dentist, sometimes it's the patient's problem, or sometimes they do something like that. You know, they bite their teeth like that. They bite their teeth with their fingernails, and they bite their pants. You know, things like that. You know, and then they come to the dentist and they say, "Oh, doctor, I only chew meat, and then my veneer broken." That happens sometimes, you know. But of course, as I say, we give face. You know, we don't want to argue. For otherwise, we can do so, right? We can do, okay, doctor, you can do the exchange. I can I can do a replacement for you, just to support you. Oh, you see how good the doctor will feel very good, right? Because we are supporting them. Unfortunately, right, when it comes to Emax, they cannot repair anymore. They have to remove the whole Emax. That costs about $100 maybe, at least, yeah, at least $100. Remove it, and then the lab will never, the lab, yeah, will never do another replacement free of charge. Yeah? The lab will always charge them again, same price, maybe a little bit discount. And then the dentist will have to do all over again, you know, impression, bite registration, transportation, all this, you know, what I mentioned earlier, you know, has to be repeated again. This is the headache of when you do the conventional method, which is involving the lab. Okay. Okay. Another thing is luting cement. Yes. Okay. Do you guys know, right? Luting cement, right? Do you guys know that when it comes to restorative dentistry, we do not recommend. In the market, we have a few types of luting cement, right? Maybe can anyone suggest a few to me that is available in the market, luting cement? I just want to test your understanding about restorative dentistry. Can you guys maybe mention it in the chart? You know, tell me that what are the looting cements that you have in your mind? Can you guys? Hey, come on! This is how you guys. This is how you guys. Show show off your knowledge already. Okay. Okay. Rely X. Okay. Jing Wei. Good. Rely X is from 3M. Okay. Rely X is from 3M. Okay. But I'm not sure about Rely X Ultimate. I'm not sure whether it is a crown and bridge looting cement or it is a looting cement for veneer. I'm not sure. Let me check. Can anyone list down for me as well? Other types of Varioling, Lean. You see, these are the dentists. they can easily tell me all the material available. Okay. Rely X Ultimate Varioling. Varioling, for your information, is from Ivoclar. Okay, it's also a very good company, Ivoclar. Okay. So you see, right? Okay, let's have these two. Anyone from DS want to tell me what are the looting cement that you guys sell? Do you guys have any in your mind? No. Okay, but anyway, let me tell you, yeah, when it comes to looting cement, okay, there are several types of looting cement available. Some of the looting cement, right, they cannot be used for veneer. Okay, they can only be used for crown and bridges. Okay, they cannot use it for veneer. So in order for the dentist to fix a veneer, I mean the conventional veneer, which is Emexa, ceramic type or zirconia type, they need to use a specific type of veneer. Sorry, a specific type of looting cement. Okay, and that type of looting cement is not cheap. Okay, I used to sell Ultradent. I know that looting cement. It comes with different shape. Okay, and they always emphasize something called minimum film thickness. Okay, minimum film thickness. Minimum. How come I wait? Yeah. Minimum film thickness. This minimum film thickness means, right? The dentist only need very minimum volume of the looting cement, very minimum, in order to stick the veneer onto the teeth. Okay, so because it's very important, you need to have very thin layer, right? Because veneer itself is already very thin. You cannot have too thick, make it too thick so that it doesn't look great for veneer. So this type of cement called a veneer cement, veneer looting cement, costs a lot of money, and the shelf life is very short. And sometimes, right, in order to be expert, so-called expert in veneer, the dentist will have to invest. A box of veneer would have cost them maybe $500 for a box, because in the box, right, it comes with different shape, A2, A3, A3.5, and then they have to keep in the refrigerator. You see, this is a cost. Okay. Then do they have cases every day? No, they do not have any. They do not have cases every day, right? So what they do is they keep and keep and keep. Ultimately, right, the veneer, the looting cement also expired already. Okay, this is happening to many dentists. Okay, it expired already. So why I'm trying to say all these problems and problems that the costs, these are the hidden costs, right? These are the hidden costs. Now we get back to this cost effective, you see, looting cement. Okay, but for edelweiss, right, do we have this problem? We do not have this problem. We have the composites already available in the kit. Okay, in the kit you have the composites, and these composites, you don't only use it for veneer. You can use the same composite for filling. Like let's say if a patient walked in, with a problem with cavity, tooth decay, and then the dentist can just use the edelweiss composite for their normal filling also can. Okay. As for investment in expensive polishing tools, okay, this is something also I have emphasized, because in order for a dentist, right, to have a very good restoration, aesthetic restoration, right, they need to invest in time and money, to get a set of a good polishing tool. Okay, and that good polishing tool, as I said, I used to sell Ultradent. Okay, a set of that autoclavable type would have cost them maybe 100, 200 US dollar for a box. Okay, for the whole set of this autoclavable polishing kit. It's not cheap. Okay, then they have to use it for the patient, and then after a few rounds, and then they have to throw away already once the polishing tool is no longer effective, right? So it costs a lot of money also, and free to learn the skill. Okay, you see, right? This why I say, as I said, if any dentist, right, were to go for the aesthetic cost provided by other institute, academy, right, like what I say, style Italiano. You guys have to always take style Italiano as a reference, because most of the high-end dentists, they are aware of that academy based in Italy. Okay, many people, they spend a lot of money and they go to learn, right? So for otherwise, there's opportunity, right? They don't even have to pay. Okay, if they buy our advanced toolkit, of course. Okay, and then we will include that masterclass for them to learn. And even if people that are reluctant to invest in that advanced toolkit, they don't have to worry. They have a good teacher, Dr. Eko. We have our experts that can guide them. What we usually do is just like ongoing. Every week I have dentists that want to learn something. They have some questions, but they are reluctant to post the questions over the group chat. Dentists are very shy. But on and off, I have dentists contact me and ask me for advice. But sorry, I'm not a dentist. I cannot give that advice. You know what I would do? I say, doctor, maybe I can link you up with our expert, so that our expert can guide you guys through, guide you through. Hey, come on, these are all right, free, right? If they do not use otherwise, right? Do they have this opportunity? No, right? And then if they go to ask their friend, maybe their friend also don't want to teach them, because their friends, so-called friends, right, end up actually also their competitors. They don't even want to teach them. Sometimes happen, you see. Not everyone is lucky. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about, the cost effectiveness. You see, so many things to talk about. If you guys have any points to add, for this cost effectiveness and time efficiency, things like that, please post it over the chat group over here. Okay, and by the way, just now I noticed Budi mentioned something here. Okay, for economical package otherwise, I know that there is a welcome set for doctors who are just trying, which contains one set of otherwise C to C, canine to canine. C to C means canine to canine, veneer bond, and sizing guide. But many doctors in Indonesia say that package still so expensive, so they try otherwise for first time. May I suggest there is any economical package for only 2 teeth, maybe containing 1-to-1, 1-to-1 and 1-to-1 veneer bond and sizing guide. Budi, let me tell you that I'm not sure what type of dentist that they have such a comment. Okay, but first I have to tell you, right, if cost is always the number one factor for them to consider, right? Okay. Sorry lah, it's sometimes you also have to tell them that if you you must tell this dentist, please tell them this dentist, okay, that please don't consider that edelweiss veneer is a burden to you. Many people, they only think of paying money, and then it's a cost, it's a burden, financial burden to them. You will always have to tell the dentist that, doctor, right, in any business, right, you need investment, okay, you need investment, okay. And if you want to make money, right, do you know that this otherwise business is a long-term business. It's not just one time, two times. Correct or not? So if you are still reluctant, even even such a small kid, honestly, buddy, in my life, I have sold many, like more than 50 kits of what do you call that? Veneer kits already. The big box, okay. But I only sold less than 5 boxes of canine to canine kit, the one that you call it as an intro kit. At the end, it's all about confidence in convincing the dentist. Okay, why I say so? Okay, let me tell you. You see, right? You will have to list down all the items, the price of the items in the list, right? You tell the dentist that, imagine that if you want to buy two veneers, right? This is the price, right? And then you tell them, if you buy a veneer bond, one single veneer bond, this is the price. And then you add up all the price for the refills. Okay, you add up all the price for the refill, and then you compare the price with our advanced kit. You compare the price with our veneer kit. You compare it, and then at the end, right, you let the dentist know, right? This doctor, when I promote this kit to you, okay, because I already have full confidence, because I have already seen many dentists making a lot of money from the kit, okay. Okay, so if, right, when you invest, right, it is a long-term investment. Now you don't have the confidence. I know that you don't have the confidence, but you trust me. Okay, you tell the dentist that this can definitely make money. Okay, matter of time. Okay, you will never waste any material. As I said, the composite itself, you can use it even without any cases, and without the veneer case. If a patient walk in with a normal feeling, right, that the dentist have to do, they can make use of the composite. The flowable composite, they can also use it. If some dentists, even though they have already got the kit, right, sometimes they still do a free direct restoration. So you tell them, doctor, all these materials, right, you don't have to wait till the patients come over, okay, to ask for veneer. You can use this material for the day-to-day cases. And then also the veneer bond that they have in the kit, right? That veneer bond, they can use it for repair. There's a type of crown called PFM, porcelain fused metal crown. When the ceramic on the surface, right, is broken already. So it doesn't look nice anymore. It's also dangerous because of the heavy metal inside. So the patient will have to ask the dentist to repair it, right? If we do not have the porcelain repair kit, the dentist will have to remove the whole crown, the PFM crown, remove it and send to the lab to do repair. And it's costly and time consuming, right? And then the dentist will also have to do the temporary crown material, okay? So it's time consuming and not cost effective, right? But if we have this veneer bond, we can use the veneer bond. Of course, the dentist will need to invest in the hydrofluoric acid. Okay, hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid is something that they need to use before they apply the silane, before they repair the PFM crown. Okay, they need hydrofluoric acid as the to etch, to create the surface, you know, to roughen the surface, to make it rough. And then after that, they have to rinse the hydrofluoric acid, and then they apply the silane. For information, right, to you guys, our veneer bond, edelweiss veneer bond, is not only for the veneer itself. It can be used to apply as a silane also, okay, to repair the PFM crown, to repair something. So the dentist, right, will not waste, they won't waste the material in the kit, okay? So when the dentist say to you again, hey, it's expensive, set of 8 also expensive. You have to tell them, doctor, look, this, when you have to tell them that, you know, for me as a sales rep, right, when I introduce something to you, I am not, it's not because I want to create more burden or create more financial burden to you. I am here is because I want to help you to make more money. This is what you have to tell the dentist. I'm here to make you to help you to make more money. So if you buy a kit, a smaller kit you buy, average, the cost is actually higher, right? Now it's a matter of confidence. If, sorry to say, doctor, if you do not have this confidence, right, I think, right, it's better that you learn more first before you buy. I would rather say this to her rather than just up to her to decide what she wants. You know, let me tell you, if she say set of 8 or set of 6 canine to canine, or set of 6 or set of 8 is still too much for them, right? You know, and then even if you tell them that a set of 2, right? A set of 2 veneers, you know, they will still say it's too much. Can I reduce the composite, or can I reduce this? Can I reduce that? At the end, they are giving you all the excuses. You know, for cases like that, right? You might be as well upfront to them. You tell them, doctor, I think now is maybe it's a matter of confidence, right? Don't worry, doctor. You know, you can still continue with our webinar. If you still have any doubts about the system, right? Maybe, you know, doctor, I can arrange a one-to-one session between you and our KOL, right? And then so that you can have a better understanding. Because, right, when you invest in this system, it is about making more money. You understand? So as I say, right, why it is necessary for you to introduce, for me to introduce the big kit, not the small kit or not a single veneer, is because, right, ultimately you will have more and more demand coming in, right? More and more patients coming in for veneers. It's a long-term investment, right? So if you buy one and today you buy one, tomorrow you buy another one, slowly when you add up the cost, right, it's actually double the price already, right? So why? Doctor, you have to trust me. You know, I'm in the business for so long already. You know, I'm not here to cheat you. I have no reason to cheat you. That's what I always say to the dentist. Sometimes, right, you have to play a card of sentimental card when you are in sales. Okay, this is very important. Sentimental card means you have to tell them that you must tell the dentist that I am very confident with my system, the system that I'm promoting already. Okay, I have no question about it. I even say to my dentist, doctor, you know what? Even though you may be doubtful about this system, right? But let me tell you, for me, right, as a distributor, I have been selling this system since 8 years ago. Okay, as I said, edelweiss veneer was first introduced by Ultra. Then, right, that's the first time I know about the veneer system, because last time I call that as edelweiss 2.0, right? That one was actually introduced by that was that time when Ultradent and edelweiss, they have collaboration, right? And then that time I already started to sell. Until now, right, I am still selling. I am the distributor. I had to spend so much money to import, keep the stock. Am I still selling? Because I have the confidence. I know this is the there is the market for it, right? This is, and then you see, right, doctor, you see, right, if you don't start it now, you lose out the opportunity, because there are many young dentists. Oh, sorry, there are many young patients. There are also many young dentists, right? They are offering this system, okay? And then the young patients, right, they check around in the market. They check around in the market. And if a dentist were to just introduce the conventional method, like Emax, it is not affordable, okay? Because the cost itself, as I said, is like $500 per one veneer. Not because Emax is super good compared to edelweiss veneer, it's because the cost itself to make that veneer is not cheap. Transport, as I mentioned here, impression cost, transportation cost, lab fee, waiting cost, so many costs. And then the facility, right, the lab, why they charge expensive? Because they have invested a lot of money on the machine. They have to invest a lot of money, for the machine to produce the veneer. Okay, that is what I call a fixed prosthesis lab. A lab, that high-tech lab. Only high-tech lab, they offer veneers. Okay, because of this investment, so that's why they have to charge higher price. So understand, it's not because Emax is better quality. It's because right, Emax is involves high cost to produce it. But as far as edelweiss veneer is concerned, right, the cost is also very expensive. Why I say so? Back in Austria, Wolford, right, edelweiss, they have invested a very high-tech machine. Okay, a machine that cannot easily imitated in China or other country, as is patented. The machine is called laser sintering machine. Only edelweiss has it. Okay, that machine produces edelweiss veneer. That machine produces our new CAD/CAM block. And Dr. Stefan, he holds the patent of this type of material. And because of this patent, we are able to get the attention from who? From Dentsply, even Henry Schein. In fact, just to tell you guys, update you guys, Henry Schein is a very big company, okay, in the world. It's the number 1 or number 2 in the world, right? And they have their dental office in Indonesia. Now they already entered our market, okay? They already entered our market, and they sell CAD/CAM system, the milling machine. They sell the digital scanner. They sell all these things. And then yesterday, right, we together with Dr. Stefan, we had a very good meeting, very fruitful meeting. Very likely, right, they will become our distributor for this region, for CAD/CAM block. Okay, very likely. So yesterday we had a very successful meeting. Just to inform you why, because they are also attracted to the uniqueness of the material. Okay, because it is laser sintered, as what we always mention, right? Laser sintering material, barium glass, and no discoloration, and then we have the very translucent material. Translucency is very important for aesthetic dentistry, right? I'm not sure if Jingwei or Ariel, do you guys agree with me or not when it comes to aesthetic? Because our enamel, because our real teeth, our enamel is translucent. So when people who emphasize a lot of aesthetic, they always talk about the enamel layer. Okay, so now we get back to what just now I haven't finished, right? What did Buddhi say? Wait. So you see, for economical, you see, now you understand or not? As the Buddhi just now you mentioned, if a dentist, right, is looking for 2 sets lah, one or two, a set of 2 lah, one piece of veneer, you know, let me tell you, right, you don't sell. Because, right, we are not cheap company, like, you know, oh, you buy one also, okay. I might as well, I don't want to sell. You see? Because if a dentist, they don't have confidence, right, better don't do. Because we want to make sure the dentists have confidence in the system. You see, like Dr. Maria is a very good case, because Dr. Maria, she has a good understanding about that system. Okay. And now she is our distributor in Banjarmasin, right? Yeah. You know everything, right, Budi? Right? Banjarmasin. Yes. Why she becomes so super confident? Because we are lucky. We have Dr. Eko, who is able to guide her properly. And then she herself also got treated by Dr. Eko. And then she feels it, oh, so natural, it's minimally invasive, you know. And there are many benefits that other options cannot give. Only edelweiss can provide you. Money cannot buy. You understand? You know, you have to let the dentist understand about this. You see. Budi, so sorry. I'm not trying to be arrogant, you know, about what I say just now, but this is a fact. Sometimes sorry to say, we really have to challenge the mindset of some dentists, you know, in the wisdom way. You know, using our wisdom, okay, rather than just doctor, I disagree with you, sorry, doctor, yeah, wrong. No, I won't say that to them, right? Just like what I have explained to you guys just now, right? It's just because you guys are sales rep, so I want you guys to understand the whole picture. But of course, when I speak to the dentist, right, I will have to use another way, the polite way to say. You see, like as I say, right, comparing the price, as I say, if you buy small kit and you buy the big kit, the cost is so different. And then you say, doctor, even though you think it is a burden, but actually I am helping you to save money, right? And now the problem is maybe you still don't have full confidence. But doctor, you do not worry. You are not alone, okay? You know, once you buy edelweiss system, you are like buying a membership already, okay? Something that is intangible. The benefit that is like beyond money, you know. Now you got you are part of the network, and we will guide you through. No, we can have a Zoom. We can have like sometimes, right? If you have any cases, you show me some pictures of your case, and then I will ask Dr. Eko or our experts. We have so many experts to guide you. Oh, doctor, feel good, you know, when you say something to them like that. Believe me, I've already been selling this system for many years already. Every time I sell one kit, you know, I become more and more confident. And every time, right, I try with different way, right, to talk, to present to the dentist, and it works. From at the beginning, it was like yourself, right? Oh, doctor always say it's expensive. Doctor say component is expensive. You know, sorry, component is much cheaper than otherwise. You know, these are all the stories that I had already come across in my life. Okay? But no, until when I got to know about the background of otherwise, I got to know that, oh, Dr. Stefan used to invent Componer. And then otherwise 2.0 is 3.0 is considered an improved version of Componer. Then, you know, it's so easy. And I always do this. Doctor, make sure, yeah, to you guys, yeah, you guys, hey, make sure, yeah, you guys always have this catalog, okay? Okay, this otherwise veneer catalog in your hand. If you don't have, make sure you have it, okay? And then, right, always show this picture, because many dentists, they may not know this guy. So this is Dr. Stefan, okay? Show this to the dentist. Yeah, hey, Dr. Stefan, this is Dr. Stefan, okay? And then you say, he is the inventor of both systems. Then doctor understand already, right? And then you use the analogy, of iPhone, you know, iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, something like that. Then it will be easier for the dentist to understand the concept. And then you see this guy, his name is Dr. Claudio Novelli. You can show it to the dentist also. To dentists, right? That they say, I'm so proud of my, I'm already very proud of my skill. I do freehand. You know, sometimes they say that, right? You tell them, doctor, let me introduce this guy. His name is Dr. Claudio, and he is also very well known. Nothing wrong, doctor. Nothing wrong with your skill. I always believe that every dentist, they have got their good skill. They have got a good hand, right? If you don't have your good hand, you can't be a dentist, right? You have a good hand, nothing wrong, right? This guy also has a very good hand, right, Dr. Claudio. But you know what? He has done so many successful cases until that he came across edelweiss veneer, and then eventually he adopted this edelweiss veneer, right, and to take it as the enamel layer. So if you have this enamel layer, if you have this veneer, you can already automatically build up the enamel layer already. You don't need to build it anymore. Okay, the time to build the enamel layer is not easy because, as I said, right, you need to control the thickness, and then you also have to do the what do you call that? Marmalade. How do you call? What's the name of Jing Wei, the dentist? How do you call that? When they build the surface of the anterior composite filling, right? They have to do they have to carve it, you know, so that to make it look like our
Mammalian.
real teeth. Okay. Remember, as I said, right? In order to Lee, you have something to say? How do you call that?
Mammalian.
Mammalian. Mammalian. Yes. Yeah, mammalian is something that I want to say, right? Mammalian. Okay, mammalian. So that things also takes time to build. Okay. This is what I have to emphasize now. Okay. So now we get to the next. Now we get to the next topic. Benefit. Mammalian. Yes, mammalian. Okay. Now I get back to the cost effect, minimally invasive. As I said already, right? Minimally invasive is something that money cannot buy. Okay, it's not just about cost. You see, if you were to ask any dentist, right, in order for them to do, the EMAX, recommend EMAX or PF or crown, right? Crown, and then for them to build the what do you call that, the zirconium, the thickness, they all have higher thickness compared to our if you look at this catalog, right, our veneer, right, the thickest part is on the incisor edge, is 1.3 mm. It's the thickest part. If you compare it with other options in the market, right, our veneers is definitely the thinnest among all, right? So because of this means the dentists do not have to sacrifice the surface of the teeth, the real teeth. They have to sacrifice the surface. So if with this option, you know, it will be minimized. Sometimes you see, right, edelweiss veneer, you only require etching and bonding and a little bit of composite. Okay, this is something that all the dentists, right, will like it. Okay, all the patients will like it. That's why when we run our marketing, right, we also run on the B2C. We want to educate the patients that, oh, you know what? A lot of things that you don't know, that a dentist, right, is sacrifice your teeth without letting you know. Because, you know, don't be surprised, you know, don't be surprised that you have some dentists, right, they are not good in doing veneers. They don't do veneers. You know what they do? When you have patients like with discoloration, or they have patients with some problem with their teeth, right, they recommend crown. You know, there are some old school dentists, and then because to them it's easy, they are used to making crown already. Even the teeth doesn't require a crown, but to them they use the old way. They ask the patients that consider crown, and then they end up they have to trim the whole, sacrifice more of the tooth in order to fix the crown, right? Veneer is more minimally invasive, okay, But the ordinary veneer is thicker, but our veneer is the thinnest. So this is something that we can emphasize. Okay, and then biomimetic. This is something that I emphasize a lot also. Okay, do you guys know right there nowadays the young dentists, they take pride in their practice. Okay, so it's not just about making money to many dentists. So to many dentists, right, biomimetic is something that they like to boost themselves, you know, as being a responsible dentist. When you talk about zirconia, many dentists, they say, oh, zirconium is a very hard material, so it doesn't break, right? Your veneer, your edelweiss veneer is very fragile, it breaks easily, right? But you know, sometimes, right, when the dentist says something like that, right, it means, right, they don't care, because to them, right, they just only want to solve the problem in front of them. No, but they don't really care about what's the future of the patients. If many dentists have agreed with me already, I have spoken to many dentists. If they use zirconium, right, it's very hard. But ultimately, right, let's say this teeth is zirconium, they have the zirconium crown or zirconium veneer, right? And then this is a real teeth. So over a period of time, right, bang, 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 especially the back one, especially the posterior. After a long period, right, the antagonist, the opposite one, the rear one will be damaged. It can be easily damaged because the zirconium is too hard. So this is what the patient do not want to see. So imagine if a dentist, right, they don't have edelweiss as an option, and then whereas the patient very highly educated one, and then the patients know about biomimetic concept, and then the patients will question doctor, or the patients were to tell the doctor, hey, doctor, do you have any options? And then the doctor said, I don't have. Doctor, I know zirconium is very hard. And then is it an embarrassment to the dentist? You see? So this is something, biomimetic is something not every dentist they emphasize, but no time will tell. Okay. So now the dentist, good dentists, they better adopt this concept. Okay. So convenience. When it comes to convenience, right? Everything needed for the treatment is in the kit. Okay, you see, very easy. If that's why the convenience is very important. Like Budi, you see, like just now, if a dentist, right, they were to buy 2 pieces of veneer, or sometimes a dentist just, oh, since you say the veneer bond is what I need to buy, right? I buy veneer bond, and then I only buy 1 veneer, 2 veneers to keep. Yes, I can sell you, but the problem is, right, when you will never know when the patient will come, right? If you say, doctor, you ask if the dentist would ask the patient to wait, right? Maybe the patient go to another clinic already next time. They don't come back anymore, right? So for otherwise, if they invest in the kit, right, everything is inside there already. Everything is inside there, so they have no problem, you know, whatever things inside. So for as a distributor, we also bear the responsibility of making sure that we have enough of stock, so that we don't keep the patients waiting for too long. Because our selling points is you don't have to wait too long, right? So distributor have the responsibility to keep stock. Okay, all sizes are easily available. Yes, as I said, right? Not much polishing needed. Convenience, right? Not much. You just need to do some adjustment on the at the edge of the veneer, right? The tepi here, you know, the side. You need to do some adjustment. Okay, easy to remove even if retreatment is necessary. Correct or not? If it is necessary, you see, I forgot to tell, right, the time effectiveness, right? Like sometimes even our veneer, if it is broken, right? Even if we are willing to do replacement, but to some patients, to some dentists, they would rather just repair the veneer. Okay, our edelweiss veneer. So what they need to do is they just use the polishing tool for places where it is already cracked a little bit, right? A bit cracked. So what the dentists do is they just use the composite, a little bit of composite to cover up the cracked part. And then the doctor will just do polishing. And composite blends well. Of course, they need to use our veneer bond as well. Before you apply the composite, right, you need to use the veneer bond. Apply a thin layer of veneer bond, and then you apply the composite. You light cure the composite, and then you polish it with the polishing tool. So the dentist doesn't have to remove the whole veneer to the or send to the lab anymore. You understand? This is the advantage. Only edelweiss can do it. Okay. Of course, Componia also can do it now, because Componia and edelweiss, they all from the same group, which is Abang Adik, which is a brother and they are both brother and sister. Okay, easy to remove even if retreatment is necessary. Okay, no impression and bite registration is needed. Okay, correct or not? As I said, right? No impression is needed. Okay, let me emphasize this. Yeah, no impression and bite registration is needed. Is only when we talk about the case where a dentist have to send to the lab, right? But for edelweiss itself, yeah, sometimes, right, we need to do impression. You know why? Especially for the young dentist, new dentist, the beginner, they need to do indirect first. What they need is they use the alginate to make impression. They use alginate make impression, and then they make a model. They ask the patient to go back first, and they do the planning, on with the model, and the patient can do the planning one by one. Okay, so that it can improve their confidence in doing the veneer. But this is just for the first few cases. Until they are already confident, once they are confident, then it will be easier. They don't have to do this indirect technique anymore. They can just do direct. Okay, so but for other options like Emax, zirconium, or whatever that they require lab to do for them, right? There's no way they can avoid impression or bite registration. They have to do it. Okay, and also one more advantage. Yeah, one more advantage is for OVD. Our OVD, right? You see, the OVD itself is already prefabricated. It's already done. It's already made, ready-made. And if the patient, the dentist, right, will put onto the mouth, right? The OVD will have to be filled with some composite. Right, the composite will be put inside the OVD, and then the OVD will be placed on the patient. Okay, placed on the patient, and because the OVD is already prefabricated, it's already made, it already has all the shape already. So the dentist, what the dentist need to do, right, is to ask the patient to bite on the OVD with composite, but without curing. Okay, there's no curing. So the patient will start to bite, and then to make sure that it's comfortable, right? And then once the dentist already confirmed that is the bite pattern, only the dentist will cure the composite. By doing so, right, you do not need to do bite registration anymore. You see, as I said, bite registration, Zermac also supplies Zermac Occlufast. We also have Color Bite D. This material is not cheap, costly, right? But for our edelweiss OVD, if you want to fix it onto the patient, the dentist don't need to use bite registration. This is a good advantage, right? Contents to learn the skill like video clips. As I said, the concept, you see, to learn about edelweiss veneers is not difficult, as edelweiss has already produced many video clips, right? So what they need to do is they can just follow the videos, you know, and they can easily learn already. DIY, just like how people learn something from YouTube. See, and then as I said, the convenience. If they need some advisors, we can arrange our experts to guide them through. Right? It's a convenience. Right? Literature are easily available online. Correct or not? Just click, and then all the literatures are there already. Don't have to deal with technicians. Correct or not? As I said, the dentists can control everything themselves already. You know, some dentists, they are very particular. Okay, they always argue with the technicians until no technicians want to deal with them. I've come across many dentists like that. I've come because I know many technician friends. This technician, some technicians, they always complain about this dentist. This dentist very demanding. Okay, this dentist very unreasonable. Always expect this and expect that. And this dentist always don't admit their fault. This dentist, they don't do good bite registration. And then always complain about the shape. You see, right? For edelweiss, they don't have to deal with the technicians because edelweiss itself is already translucent, and the composite, they can control the shape they want with their own hand by using composite. Right? It's so convenient. The dentist can do everything in one single visit if they are already skillful enough. Okay. So as for stability, okay, this is something that it's all about the shape. Okay, stability is all about the shape. As I said, composite is resin based. Okay, and then it will discolor. Remember, I said, right, composite is made of what? Resin. It consists a certain percentage of high percentage of resin. Okay, so that resin is the problem. And as I said, as a sales rep, right, luckily I wear glasses. I always give this analogy. These glasses, right, when I bought these glasses, is actually clear and whitish and clear. You see, because over a period of time, right, the glass, because it is made of resin, and it is also made, plastic is also resin, okay? So it will discolor because the plastic is also is made of petroleum. So synthetic plastic is synthetic. So eventually it will turn yellowish. Okay, this is, I always give the dentist such analogy. Composite is also the same, right? No matter how, I always tell the dentist, no matter how good the composite in the market, you have good 3N composite, you have good coating composite, you have good Dentsply composite, right? They all have one thing in common, which is resin. And then you see, right, the dentists, for those, as I said, in they show off their cases in Instagram, right? As I said, wow, I'm so proud that I have made the freestyle, I have made the direct restoration. I'm so proud. But one thing, right, they cannot avoid is after they have completed that case, and then they charge the patient a lot of money, maybe 500 ringgit, maybe for aesthetic restoration, right? Usually maybe $100 or 150 for the aesthetic restoration. And then, right, what they cannot avoid is maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later, right, the patient might go back to them, and then they question the doctor, how come, my doctor, how come this composite, the shade changed yellowish, turned yellowish? And then something's happened is, you know, right, do you guys know what is class 4 restoration? Do you guys know what is class 4 restoration? Can anyone tell me? Anyone tell me what is class 4 restoration? Huh? Can anyone tell me or not? What is class 4 restoration? Restoration involving incisal edge. Okay. Yes, Dr. Key. Okay. You see, right? When we talk about aesthetic restoration, okay, and then when we talk about class 4 restoration, okay, there is a very high chance, yeah, if you use composite to restore the class 4 restoration, right? Most likely, right, you might have this called micro leakage. Means, right, when you like cure the composite, the composite will shrink a little bit, and then, right, the dentist may the surface, right, might have a line. It's very tiny line that the dentist don't see it on the spot. Okay, you cannot see it on the spot, but after a period of time, right, because of that imbalance, there's a gap, and then after a period of time, you eat coffee, you drink coffee, and then you take curry, and then the stain will get in. So eventually, right, the class 4 restoration, you will see a line, crack line there, very obvious after a period of time. So how is the dentist going to tell the patient, right, when 1 year he or she has already charged so much money for the restoration, and then so much time was already spent? So if we have edelweiss veneer, you don't have to worry about this, because edelweiss veneer cover the whole part already. Edelweiss veneer, okay, is very stable in terms of shape, right? Agree or not? Okay, tell me if you guys don't agree. Yeah, hey, come on, the people from DS, you guys are very quiet, Okay, I want you guys to participate. I don't ask all the questions, but sometimes when I particularly ask some questions, some are very simple. At least, give some suggestion or what lah. You guys are so quiet. Even to say understand or not understand, also you guys also keep quiet. Understand? Yeah. Now I want to say about another benefit, convenience, stability. Oh, I still haven't completed the stability. Let me see what else I have to add in. Stability. Wait, yeah. Please ask any questions. Yeah. Let me see discussion. Number 6, stability. Okay. Malocclusion correction. Okay. Malocclusion correction. Best option to correct the VD after the spleen therapies compared to having lab-based prosthetics or freehand restoration. Do you guys know what is malocclusion, right? Malocclusion means people that they have problem to do their to close up their, when they rest, right? The top the upper and lower, they don't they are not touching each other correctly. And then sometimes some people, they have this bruxism, they grind their teeth. These are all called malocclusion. Sometimes, right, for expert dentists that are expert, right, when they look at the patient's teeth, they can already tell a lot of story. They can say, oh, you have this problem, that problem, just by looking at the teeth. I myself also, I have malocclusion problem. Okay, so when it comes to this issue, right, okay, a lot of these dentists, the first thing they should do is to issue the mouth guard. Mouth guard, something that they wear, transparent things they wear in their mouth, and then they let the patient to go home to correct their muscle, so that when they bite again with that guide, the mouth guard, the patient's bite pattern will be corrected. Okay, will be corrected. And after the correction, right, one thing that the dentist, they don't realize is this mouth guard is not for life. The mouth guard, right, only for temporary. Okay, once only 1 month, 2 months, and then the muscle is corrected already. because the TMJ, you have the TMJ, right? Once it is corrected, then the next thing to do is the dentist, right? They will have to feel the vertical dimension. Once it's corrected, whenever you don't wear when you don't wear the mouth guard anymore, right? When you don't wear the mouth guard, then there is a space already. So you need to raise the vertical dimension so that you have to feel it, so that the patients will bite at the right right pattern, right? So there are a few options. One is they use the composite. They will fill up the bite one by one. They fill the posterior, anterior one by one to raise the bite. This is one way, very time consuming. And the second way is they do what? They do onlay. They do onlay, or they do inlay, onlay, whatever. They send to the lab. They make impression. They send to the lab. They ask the lab to do. Costly, time consuming. So if any dentist expert in occlusion dentistry, this is a very good product for them. Why I say so? They can just buy a set of our OVD sets, right? All the sizes are there already. And after they have corrected the bite of the dentist, the patients with the mouth guard, right? The next step is, as I said, they have to fill the gap, right? So what fill the vertical dimension? What they need to do is they just use our OVD. As I said just now, right? What they can do is they apply some composite onto the OVD and then cover up. You know, they just put it on the patient, let the patient to bite. And then once the bite registration, once the bite is determined already, is confirmed, only the dentist will like cure. And then the next thing is what the dentist need to do, right? Once it's like cure, right? They need to do is etch the prep, and then they apply the bonding, and then they can just bond them together already. Very simple with this concept. Okay, and then as I said, minimally effort. You see, right? Just now, this one, number 8, has got to do with the time effectiveness also. Remember the sign I said, right? Every dentist, they have to learn skill, right? If for edelweiss, very minimal effort, right? As I said, they can access to online. They can learn something from there, and then they can just attend a workshop. They can go to see how our KOL treat the patients, and very quickly they can do it already. As I said, they don't even have to worry about how to polish it nicely. No, like when you do the composite filling, right? As what Dr. Lin, Dr. Ariel has already mentioned that day, that in order to have a good restoration, it's not just about nice. Also have to make sure that the surface is very smooth. If the surface is not smooth, when over a period of time, right, the composite filling, if it is not smooth, you will have staining. Discoloration will happen because the stain will get into the porosity. Okay, this is happening. So otherwise you don't have this problem. Minimally effort. Okay, this is what I'm trying to emphasize. And then great marketing too. Blue ocean. You see, as I said, right, if a dentist already have this system in their clinic already, they can rebrand their clinic already immediately. Why I say so? Nowadays, as I said, clinics are very competitive. There are still competitions about in the market, right? The competitions like, nowadays the young dentists, right? They want to go to a clinic with high-tech concept or quick, single visit, something like that. You see, like for myself, right? I wear glasses, as I said. Nowadays, I don't go to the traditional glasses shop optician anymore because they want me to wait for 1 week. I go to a mall, I only need 1 hour, and then I can get my glass done in 1 hour, and it's cheap, right? This is the way that the dentist can create themselves, like something, the marketing strategy that the dentist can project themselves in the market. So, and then you see, right, I have many dentists, I don't say many lah, I said some, okay? Because of this edelweiss veneer, and then because of that, and then they post online, and then they do like Instagram, and then from word to mouth, they end up having more and more patients coming to them just because of this in a short time. Because otherwise can make it happen. Other systems need time, they need time to do it, right? And then you see, right, the branding of made in Austria, this is something very good selling points. Like this is, I learned this idea from Dr. Echo. Okay, Dr. Echo said, you see, in the market, you have the lab, the one that is made in the lab, in the local lab. How is the quality? Don't know, right? What material they use? Don't know. But when it comes to edelweiss veneer, we are very clear to tell you that this is made in Austria. Everything is controlled by machine, laser sintering machine. There's only one machine which in the world, which is called edelweiss laser sintering machine. So it's high tech. Okay, and then instant veneer system. Instant, as I said, instant is a good selling point. Smile makeover. You see, right? So for many dentists, right? You think it's easy to mention this smile makeover? Hey, come on! If you don't have the skill, don't ever claim yourself as a smile makeover expert. Only people like Dr. Echo, people like that, they can do. They can claim because they have done so many. They have attended courses, and some they even invest in this what we call smile design, digital smile design system that cost them few thousand US$. That system, and then this system, okay, you see, right? This system cost them a lot of money, and then what they need, what they do. Right, they claim themselves as a smile makeover expert. They take a picture of the patient before the treatment, right? They take a picture, and then they put into the artificial intelligence software, and then the software will design the shape of the teeth, and then to make the patient, and then the dentist will show that to the patient. You see, if you pay me this amount of money, this is what you will get. And then the patient, of course, will feel happy. Wow, this is, especially if they are celebrities, they like it. They are like, in Malaysia, we call datin, the datin means very high-end people, So with this smile makeover, right, the smile makeover, they can make a lot of money from there. So you see, for edelweiss veneer, if you see, like Budi, just now you said, right, if the dentists are reluctant to buy in a set, right, they miss out the opportunity of using the edelweiss veneer as a marketing tool. Why I say so? If a dentist, they already have small, medium, large, all the sizes in one kit. If a patient were to walk in, and then the patient has a lot of money to spend, and then the patient needs to be convinced in order to pay money to do the treatment, right? So it is up to the dentist on how he or she wants to convince the patient. So as I said, one way is to invest in the digital smile system that cost them a few thousand US$, and they have to go to the cost. And another way, right, which is very effective, is our veneer, don't forget, is autoclavable. Okay, our veneers are all autoclavable. And then what they need to do is they get some expired composite. Don't use the new composite, use expired composite. They keep some different shades, A2, A3, A3.5, all different shades, right? So they use the expired composite. We can even give them, because otherwise sometimes we have some expired composite for workshop use, right? We can use all this expired composite, and then we apply on the veneer, and then stick onto the patient's teeth, right? And then show it in front of the mirror and tell the patients that, you see, this is what I'm going to do for you. Soon, it will be even better. Now it's just to show you only, trial only. So is it effective compared to you can't show anything, compared to if you just talk, right? So it is more convincing if you use this way. Worst come to worst, even if the patients cannot afford and then walk away, didn't come back anymore, it's okay. The composite can be removed. Composite can be removed, and then the veneer can be autoclaved and can be reused in the future. Now, this is the advantage of edelweiss veneers and OVD. Okay, as I said, consistent quality. Consistency is very important. Consistency means confidence. If the dentist know this is consistent, means the dentist also have confidence to charge the patient. You see, if the dentist don't have the confidence on how to charge the patient, how to make more money, correct or not? But otherwise can already give you the consistency. Okay, and then you see, right, otherwise, as I say, right, sometimes a breakage is not because of us, not because of the system, because the dentists themselves, right, they don't place it right. If that happen, right, even if it breaks within the first month. It breaks. If it is not placed well, it will break, and then the patient will go back to the dentist. But if the dentist have done their job right, okay, the patient will not come back anymore for many years, until the visit, maybe 10 years later, they will come back because of sometimes some dentists, they still ask the patient to come back for review, right? I have so many dentists that say to me already. I even have one very successful dentist. Her name is Dr. Suitian. She's an Indonesian dentist, but she is based in Netherlands. Okay, Netherlands. And then she has a very successful practice in Netherlands. That's what she told me. She keeps lately. She has been reviewing the cases that she treated 10 years ago. And then she said, "Oh, these patients, they are very happy, and the color still remain the same, no change." This is the assurance. See. Dr. Eko also said the same. Dr. Eko also, he said he reviewed the cases that he has done 9 years, 10 years ago. Until now, the patient's case is still good. Because this Dr. Eko, he has got the good hand. And then he does a very good job for the patient. You see, so no hanky-panky. Okay, high quality but affordable. Correct or not? As I say, right, this affordable, cheap, you know, word like that, yeah, attractive price, I will never use it at the beginning. I will only use this affordable word at the end, at the end of the promotion of the marketing. Why? Because, right, it's a real fact that even if we mention affordable, we always emphasize that. Why it is affordable? Because it is made by machine in a very effective way. Okay, now I am sharing you with another analogy. Okay, I just watched YouTube just now. They are talking about Tesla. Tesla is a very successful company, right? Do you know that, right? Many manufacturers, BMW, Mercedes, even the Chinese company that produce electric car, they also feel the treat already. You know why? Tesla, their car will eventually be cheaper and cheaper. Now, at first, it is very expensive, but eventually, right, they are becoming cheaper and cheaper. They have a big company, they have a big factory in China, and then they're going to build one more in Texas, and the capacity is big, and then it's all made by machine. It's all automated, it's all AI. You see, because of this, right, Tesla is able to reduce the cost of their car. Same as otherwise. You let the dentist know that cheap doesn't mean it is bad, because otherwise it's a very efficient company. It uses a high-tech way to produce the material, so that's why it is cheap. Not because, and then it can be produced how should how should I say it? The high production, high productivity. It can produce very fast compared to the inefficient way made by the lab. The lab, oh my God, the master technician, you know, have to do it slowly, and then ego, you know, sometimes the technicians, the higher class technicians, the higher ego they have, you know, then sometimes they don't even listen to the dentist. No, ask the dentist, do you want to face the dentist like that? Or ask the dentist, do you want to face the technicians like that? Right? So if you have otherwise, you bypass these people already. You can do everything yourself. This is something that you can talk about. right? And then revolutionary treatment technique. As I said, because of edelweiss, the technique is different already. Like, let me ask the dentist, who is that called? Key and Dr. Lin. Okay, my guys, they are one that learn a correct dentistry, right? But because of edelweiss, the new concept, like the OVD, when you place in the patient mouth, you don't need to do bite registration with silicone anymore, right? You use the composite, and then you don't like cure it. This is something new, right? Something new in the market. So only edelweiss can give this value. Okay, already treated on some high-profile people. Yes, you see, right? We had already many patients, right, that they choose edelweiss not because it is cheap, not because they were influenced by their friend, because they know that otherwise can give good value to their teeth, okay, and then save their time, okay, minimally invasive. They know all this. You see, there's one lady, film star. We have shared the video, right? Video clip that there's a lady called Atilia Haron. You know, she is a film star in Malaysia, very well known, and she went to overseas. I think she went to Bangkok, she said, and then she got her teeth treated by a dentist there, very good dentist. But the dentist there, that dentist, right, had a very whitish feeling for her. The shade that the dentist used for her teeth, right, was toilet bowl white. You know, we always make a joke, yeah, when we say something which is super white in composite, right? We always say toilet bowl white. When we want to describe the result of our whitening system, right? Whitening, we always say, oh, doctor, it's impossible for you to get a toilet bowl white. A toilet bowl white is very artificial, you know. We always use that word, toilet bowl white. And then this Atilia Haron, this film star, she came back from Bangkok, and then she had these teeth. Nothing wrong with the restoration, because she herself, she wanted that whitish shape. Because to her, like, wow, white means good. So the dentist followed her what she wanted. But when she walked around, she went to many functions. Then people say, how come you white your teeth so white? It looks so fake. And then she felt bad already. And then quite recently, she went to my dentist, one dentist in KL, and that place also very high class. And then my dentist, she herself is a prosthodontist. She recommended edelweiss to her. And then she said, why not? Let's do it. And then eventually she was so happy. And then she, of course, we give her some discount, no, not 100% free. We give discount. And then she agreed with that discount. And then she also so happy, and then she filmed that video clip for us. So that's why to me this is something I'm very proud. Okay, and then we can create more and more video clips like that in the future in order to influence more people, right? This is how the dentists, they can make use of these video clips, you know, to promote their own clinic as well, just like what the dentist did for her own clinic. Okay, and then having full control, as I said, suitable to dentists that wants to get involved A to Z. Some dentists, they take pride in their skill. As I said, nothing wrong, you know, with the dentist doing everything by themselves, right? But it's just that sometimes you don't have to reinvent your wheel, right? Why you want to do everything A to Z until the enamel layer? Never mind now. You already have the veneers, otherwise veneers. So save your time. You know, the enamel layers, save your time. Don't do it anymore. And then by doing such treatment, right, you feel proud. The patient go around, imagine as a dentist, right? If your patients go around the market, and then maybe their friends also dentists, and then the dentist, the friends say to the dentist, hey, I got this dentist to do aesthetic treatment. And then, you know, it happened that the dentist, right, is a friend, right? And then the dentist say, are you sure that is aesthetic treatment? Are you sure? You see, right, it's very subjective, right? Sometimes you cannot fool around, you know. Nowadays, especially nowadays in our new world, everything is so easy, you know, everything just by internet. So if you claim yourself that you are giving this aesthetic treatment to this patient, right? Who knows? Maybe, when she went around and then her church member is also a dentist. Hey, you see, I do this, how it cost me so much. And then the dentist look at the teeth and say, are you sure this is aesthetic? It happens. You see, right, Dr. Echo, he told me many stories. Dr. Echo said, hey, this patient, that patient, he always show me all the failure cases that this dentist used to do direct restoration, and then they didn't do it well. At first it was okay, maybe at first it was okay, but the material they used, right, it was not a good material. Few years later, 1 year later, 2 years, and then it become funny already. The deteriorated, the composite got damaged or discoloration, and the dentist themselves also didn't know how to do it right. So eventually, oh my God, and the dentist, the patients didn't go back to the same dentist to complain. Just keep quiet, and then the dentist went through word to mouth, right? Because Dr. Echo is well known, and then this patient also famous. Maybe some are very well known people, And then because of their friends' recommendation, and then this patient went to Dr. Echo for help, and Dr. Echo, he always treats patients like that. And then Dr. Echo also showed me many cases like that. Of course, we have to respect the dentist. We don't show this to dentists. But you have to let the dentist know this can happen. So you don't simply just claim. If you don't have that skill, you don't simply claim. See? You understand what I mean? Do you guys? Hello? Do you guys understand or not? Hello?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
another thing, right? Another point, the last point that I mentioned here, lower risk. Reduce the risk of infection with less contacts. This is like last minute suddenly I thought of this, and then I added this. You see, right, nowadays to see dentist, hey, for information, Dr. Jin, I think she's not feeling well these 2 days. Maybe because she got infected with COVID. That's what she suspected. Okay, Dr. Jin, and then we see right nowadays the risk of getting infection is not hard, you see. So the dentists also don't want to see patients like so frequent, right? And then the patients also don't want to see the dentist that much. So the using edelweiss veneer is one way to reduce the frequency, right? And then only single visit is required for most cases, as I said. No silicone impression required, and less chance of cross infection via impression. You see, like can you see when you use the conventional method, you make impression in the patient's mouth, and then do you know the patients whether got infection or not? You don't know, right? You see, right, during the impression time, yes, you wear gloves, you wear face mask, everything, but when you remove the impression, let me tell you, many private clinics, they do not disinfect the impression. They don't have the specific chemical. Maybe they use alcohol. Sorry, you cannot use alcohol for silicone impression. So maybe some dentists, they don't even use impression. Maybe they just soak in the sabun or what, they soak in the soap or what. I don't know. So you don't know, right? So this happened because of this impression. And then after that, right, they remove the gloves already. And then they have to make the model. Because of this, the virus still there. And then can you imagine, right? After you have made the impression and the casting model, the virus are still there. And then you send it to the lab. Can you imagine how irresponsible you are as a dentist if you do that? Right? So is it necessary nowadays, right, in the government clinics in Malaysia, right? It is compulsory for all the clinics to use surface disinfectant to make sure that the impression are all disinfected. Okay, you know why I assume that the dentists don't use the surface disinfectant? You know why? Because they hardly buy from me. Most of the dentists, they buy the clinics that buy from us are the government clinics, because that is considered as a standard must do. But the private clinics, they don't buy from me. So this is my assumption. Of course, I do ask, and many dentists, they don't even have any idea about this, the type of surface disinfectant or maybe they use Dettol. They just soak the impression with Dettol or maybe something. So this is something to be considered. And then, as I said, veneers and OVD are autoclavable, so lower risk. Minimally invasive and minimize for post-operative complications. Okay. Yeah, you see, right? Because edelweiss veneer is minimally invasive, right? So you do not have to sacrifice the patient's teeth that much. You see, the more you sacrifice, right, maybe the higher chance of having this complication, right? If you don't touch the patient's teeth that much, right, maybe you don't have that much complications like side effect or what. This is also something that, you know, can be considered. So so far, right, that's all that I want to share with you guys. It's 4:20 already, so sorry. I thought it's 2 hours only. So do you guys have anything else to ask? Okay, someone asked me something, Budi. Even coating have chameleon effect in Everglow composite for these guys. The difference old composite and new composite at class 4, I think where otherwise is more good choice doctor needs. Even coating have chameleon effect in Everglow composite for these guys. The difference old composite, and you see, right? As I said, coating is a good brand. It's a good brand. And then the material also very good. That's why I recommended Gary to you to consider coating brand. Okay. And as I say, right, at the end, right, if you want to do this direct restoration, you need time. Nothing wrong, but it's just that why reinvent the wheel if you already have otherwise, right? I think it is necessary to change the main set of thinking of doctors, especially Indonesians. That not only Indonesian, all the dentists are like that. Thailand, Malaysia, you know, everywhere. Okay, you definitely have people like that. Okay, that veneers are not only for aesthetic, but can also be used for curative treatment, such as class 4. You see, class 4, as I said, right, for a dentist to build that class 4 filling, right, restoration, right, it's not easy because, as I said, you need the crack line. You may have the risk of that micro leakage. You see, right, in Ultradent, they have an item called, I'm not sure in whether other brand they have or not. In Ultradent, right, they have this called Permaseal. This is a very good material that the dentist will, it's like a coating. After they have done the filling, everything, polish, everything is done, right? They will apply a layer of this Permaseal to cover up everything. But this one is temporary, and they have the dentist will have to redo it from time to time because this is a resin item. And as we say, right, resin also this itself also will discolor, matter of time. It's made of resin, so it's also not a long-term solution. Okay, veneers are not only for aesthetic but can also be used for curative treatment such as class 4, eczema, teeth damage by drugs, discoloring. I have to emphasize, yeah, this teeth damage by drugs, it's not like during this lifetime. No, sorry, it's not like instant things. There's a problem called tetracycline stain. As I always mentioned before, right? This is a tetracycline stain. This tetracycline stain is something that some patients, they have it even before they were born. Their mother eat tetracycline. Tetracycline is a type of antibiotic. They eat antibiotic. And then the patients, the baby, when it's born, genetically, I think it's something to do with the gene already. And then there's a problem when the kid grow up, the teeth will become very ugly. My sister has this problem. I think my sister has this problem. That's why I'm going to send her for this otherwise treatment by Dr. Omar soon. Yeah. So that's all for today. Before I end this session, please tell me what you guys, okay, before I end, right, I want every one of you guys, right, turn on your face, and then one by one, I want to make sure that, I want to talk a little bit one by one. Lin, tell me what is your opinion about this training before I end this session.
And I think today I learned
Or the
like
rest of the people who are waiting for your turn, yeah, please make sure that you type out. You can just WhatsApp. You can just mention in the chat also can, one by one. Okay, Li, maybe you can tell me your thoughts about this training. Sorry, I am not expert in public speaking. Okay, for me, I'm sharing is because as a sales rep, and I think it's necessary for me to share this know-how based on my experience in selling products. So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, yeah, tell me your thought.
from today's training I learned like a lot more on how to explaining the advantage and how to convince the customer on why we should choose edelweiss instead of continuing the traditional way of restoring the tooth.
Yes, 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 yes. Good. You see, as I always, whenever you guys, I started the training, right? I always say, oh, otherwise you have we have to target different customer, right? The first type of customer, I say that as a high end, and then they don't listen, arrogant, successful dentist, you know, forget about them. You can share, you can still share information, but if they give you that like cold response, and then forget about them, leave them alone. Don't insult them, leave them alone. And there's another type is always cost. Like what Budi mentioned just now, right? The dentist. Oh, yo, I cannot afford. Hey, come on, even buy a set of 8 also cannot afford. Sorry, that is also another type that we leave them alone temporary. After we take the opportunity to explain to them, right? As I said, come on, I'm not forcing you to buy. This is something for you to make money. Do you want to make money or not, doctor? You will have to ask them, do you want to make money? You know, sometimes it involves some emotion. You know, when you talk as a sales rep, you need emotion. You yourself have to be confident before people are confident with you and your products. So the way you talk, the gesture, the body language is very important as a sales rep. Okay. So yeah, this is a good point, you know. So Art, what is your thought?
Yeah, it's good. It's good explanation from you. As always, that you are used to teach me previously. And if can I know that about the cost, the hidden cost that you related to the I mean the hidden cost opposite to the otherwise, can you list down? It is a good way to tell to the doctor.
Because this is a very good idea.
Yes,
we can list now. You know,
every time,
the rough figure. You know, we will do that. You know, you see, this is something that we can include that in the marketing strategy also, because as I said, right, this month we are doing this time factor. Next month we will run the marketing on cost effectiveness, right? So we will maybe, you know, we make a poster, you know, just show the calculation. You get what I mean? Something like that. We will make it as an elaboration, you know, illustration, so that the dentist will, oh yeah, this is something that I never realized. No, that is our next campaign, next month campaign. We will talk about it next year later. Okay, good idea. Good suggestion. So Key.
I think this is a very good sessions for us to. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a very good session for us to know very detailed about how the advice veneer and OVD functions. However,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's a lot of things which is quite new for me also. Like I learned a few things which is quite new, and the concept is quite new for me also. So yeah, and thank you, Mr. Wong, for sharing this with us. And
Yes. Just for information, what I'm sharing today is more on the selling tips. As I said, right, I have already provided the link tree where you can access to more information. Those are real theory part. So if you want to make yourself more confidence, also yourself, also dentist, right? Try to refer to that. And then also don't forget, we have Dr. Jean, we have many dentists that already use, and our own expert. Dr. Omar will be the one that you will meet him soon. So, you can learn even more. For me, this 12, 13 points, is something just for you to sell. Okay, Woody, your turn.
Yes, Mister. Yes. I think it's a very good training to increase confidence to expand edelweiss to the doctor. That we can offer them a solution to increase their money by displaying edelweiss in their clinic menu. That they are fabricated veneer, composite veneer, and porcelain in addition to veneer. Like that, Mister.
Yeah, Buddy, sometimes, right, as I said, we always have to be confident, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, right, when it is time to say no, we have to say no to the dentist. We always be nice. I always have to be nice with dentists. But sometimes, right, when the way the dentist think, right, they say to you, right, it doesn't make sense, right? I will always say no. Like, for example, right, I like sales, I like money. But if the dentist says, can I buy only this? Can I buy only that? I will ask them, doctor, let me tell you, yes, you can buy 1 or 2 pieces, but I have to be very clear that if you have any problems in between, you treat the patient, and then your patient the crack, otherwise will not be responsible. Okay, and then I will even say, maybe in that case, I think better you don't try. And then because it won't get any good result. The reason why I recommend the kit is because I want you to have relaxation, treat the whole treat the patients with easy, and then with the best result. With the best result, you got a good name. So once you get a good name, more patients will come. You see, this is how you try to explain to the dentist. You see, I always try to be sarcastic a little bit, and then with some joke, so that the dentist don't feel insulted. This is something that you guys will have to think about it. Sandy, kalau Anda bagi Anda punya opinion, Anda bisa bicara dalam bahasa Indonesia juga. No problem.
Sandy izin sholat, Sandy izin sholat.
Sandy is not there yet. So we skip to Harry. Harry.
Yeah, Mister.
Yeah.
My opinion, today I learned how to sell edelweiss products to dentists with the price comparison and result with competitor product as a componer or zirconia, Mister.
Yeah. You see, right? What I was emphasizing so much just now, right? So many values that we can emphasize based on edelweiss, based on what we learned from edelweiss, right? And I don't even have to talk about price. Most important is the dentist listen. If the dentist don't listen, then sorry lah, as I said, they belong to the class A dentist that, leave them alone. Some dentists, they are just being arrogant, so they don't listen. But if they're willing to listen, the longer they listen to me, the longer they will consider. As also another factor. Another factor is price. Okay, no, sorry, not price. Money. I mean, money is like sometimes you say like Budi, you guys always say to me, Frankie also say to me that oh, the doctor find is too high price. They cannot afford to buy the whole kit. And then I also say to the for my case, right, Jingwei and Li Yin, right, you guys are very lucky because your boss, myself, right, we are very flexible in the payment term. Okay, we give very flexible payment term. Most important is the dentist should pay 30% for the first time when we deliver the stock, right, pay 30%. After that, right, they can pay, you know, according to every month they pay based on their affordability. Until the end, they will get, you know, they will settle full payment, right? And then they already start making money from there, right? But for DS, it's a little bit susah, because it's a bit hard because DS, they don't have this system. They don't give a flexible payment term. But I have already discussed with Pak Gary. I said, please, for some dentists, they have attended the workshop, highly potential, but because they cannot, they are not willing to buy immediately, pay full payment, right? Maybe you can give them some credit terms, like installment plan, like 3 months, 4 months to settle. You see, maybe if you do that, there's a higher chance that the dentist will consider. Okay. So, Sandy, are you there? Sandy, ada situ. Okay, tak apa. Hermawan?
Yes,
Apa
Mr. Wong.
pikiran Anda? What is your opinion, Kami?
My opinion, with this training, I learned to know more about edelweiss and how to explain, convince, and sell to doctor.
Yes. For example, what is the among the 13 points? What do you think? Which points that you think is the most convincible?
Mungkin dengan kelebihannya edelweiss, Mr. Wong, menjelaskan ke dokter-dokter tentang kelebihannya edelweiss dibandingkan yang lainnya.
Apa yang kelebihannya? Di antara 13 points yang kelebihan yang 13 ini, yang mana itu yang Anda rasa paling efektif kalau Anda berbicara sama dokter Anda?
Ya, tentang yang ya lebih ke instant veneer sih, Mr. Wong.
Yang mana itu?
Yang instant veneer.
Itu, sorry? Instant?
Iya.
Oh, yang itu masa ya? The time?
Iya.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, you see,
efficient.
yeah, you see, cost effective and time efficient, right? These two, you have so many things to talk about already. These two. Emphasize more on these two. Okay. Don't be are you there?
Yeah, I'm strong.
Yes. Before we end the session, could you please share with me about your thought? Apa pikiran Anda?
Yes. Ya, dengan mengikuti training ini, ya dapat beberapa tips dari Mr. Wong. Hari ini saya buat berhadapan dengan dokter. Yang pasti itu, Mr. Wong. Hari ini saya dapat tips.
Hello? The line is very bad.
Saya
Hello?
dapat
Hello?
Halo, halo.
Yes.
Ya, hari ini Dondi dapat ilmu dari Mr. Wong mengenai tips-tips berhadapan juga dari dokter dengan dokter gitu.
Yeah. So, maybe you can be more specific about what you have learned from here.
Gimana, Mr. Wong?
Yang mungkin Anda bisa bagi yang lebih spesifik, di mana apa yang Anda rasa what you think is very good information. Yang terutamanya apa yang betul-betul Anda rasa ini yang betul-betul Anda sebelum ini tidak tahu, mengerti, tapi sehari ini Anda sudah bermanfaat. Apa yang di antara yang ini points kelebihan 1, 2, 3, 4 sampai 13 kelebihan yang ini, yang mana itu Anda sebelum ini tak pernah dengar, tak pernah tahu.
Ya, untuk mengenai timing dari si edelweiss-nya juga sih, Mr. Wong. Maksudnya lebih instan dia. Ya paling menyasarnya di situ.
Okay. So I think
ya itu, Mr. Wong.
You guys will have to think about what I have taught today, and then please feel free to ask questions. Okay.
Ya, siap, Mr. Wong.
Yeah. So I think that's all for today. Okay, you guys have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Wong.
Wong.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wong.
Thank you.
Izin live.
Bye.
Udah tunggu, makanya dulu, lama dulu.